us about the retail banking stages or the life cycle processes. Because if you see a life cycle of a bank or a financial institution, normally what are the different layers will be there is what something we are going to discuss. Because being into business analyst, especially to have some acquiring some domain knowledge from the banking sector, it is always important for us to know about how the retail banking or the process usually looks like. First of all, you should have that idea. Being any person who wants to learn about the domain specific as a banking person or someone, we must be knowing about how banking segment will be and what are the different services. Yesterday, day before yesterday session, I have given a high level note on that. Normally, when it comes to the banking, we categorized into three different categories. One is about the retail banking comes under one category. Whatever the retail operations we have, right? So at the same time, managing the accounts of the customers, right? So loans, all these things are comes under retail operations. When it comes to the corporate banking, whatever the services are we providing for corporates in context to their loans, etc. This is all comes under the corporate banking. Even corporate banking, wherein if you can move in deep into that, there is a payments option also. Payment means whatever the kind of payments you are managing throughout the project. Okay, because let's say there is some international payments we want to make. So when it comes to the international payments, there are some messaging system which normally we call it as SWIFT process. I think you hope you might have heard about this SWIFT process. SWIFT process means when you want to transaction any international transactions in huge quantity, through a messaging system, money will be transferred. This which is encrypted and highly secure. In the same manner, when we deal with European market and European countries, right? So European nations and all, there is a network which normally we call it as SEPA. SEPA is a kind of network which majorly deals with European market as far as the payment. So when it comes to the corporate banking, if you are going in depth in corporate banking, whenever we are going in depth, it's all there are different even payment structures will also be involved. That is point number 2. Point number 3, investment banking. Investment banking means whatever the investment advisories providing by the customer, providing by the banks to their customers. This is all comes under the investment banking part. So these are the three different things. One is about the retail banking. Second is about corporate banking, followed by investment banking.
Okay.
Now, when we try to understand about the retail banking trade life cycle, this is how usually it looks like. These are the three different phases will be there in retail banking, any retail bank, because I'm not specifying this for any organization as separate, okay? Because whatever the operations we do in retail banks and all everything are majorly lied on these three areas. The first phase is called front office. Front office phase is the first one. Second, about the middle office, followed by the back office. These are the three things.
Okay.
Now, if you are a business analyst, when we are providing a solution, the solution might require to belong either any one in this domain, in this perspective, because there are some requirements customer may be needed you to provide a solution from the front office side. Some solutions.
Okay.
Some solutions for middle office. Middle office solutions can also be.
Mm.
At the same time, even back office also. Okay, these are the three different things.
Mm.
Now, when it comes to the front office, whatever the regular day-to-day activities will be performed by the banking team with the customers who have approached the bank, right? This is all comes under the front office part. Okay. And whatever the kind of revenue generation and all everything happens here. Okay.
Mm.
Because in the middle office, back office, you don't see any revenue generation. More or less, like I think I can tell you, middle office and back office as a support team, support kind. They will be supporting on that.
Mm.
For example, if a person wants to deposit money, what the person can do? Person can go to the bank, he can give a money, and bank slip will be provided. The bank slip will be written and it will be given to them, followed
Mm.
by the money. So that money will be deposited. Am I right?
Mm. Yeah.
Or a person wants to apply for a loan. Okay,
Uh,
apply for a loan. So
uh,
a person can go to the bank, he can give a loan application. So back office team will take care of all that, middle office and all. Finally, decision will be given through front office.
uh,
So front office, nothing but whatever the direct contact they have with the customers comes under the front office part. Customers or the clients, whatever the name you can call.
okay.
Okay. So even either it can be an investment banking also. Either it can be investment banking, or it can be relating to retail banking, or it can be relating to sales, because sales is a direct one-to-one contact. Because
Okay.
if you want to sell some products, let's say for example, we wants to sell some investment products to the customers.
Mm.
Whenever we wants to sell some investment products to the customers and all, sales comes into picture.
Okay.
Sales. Next, equities. Equities means stocks. Stocks. For example, people wants to invest on stocks, right? So which stock is beneficial, right? So this is what generally comes under the equity market, right? So next, portfolio management services. Portfolio management services means, let's say, as from individual point of view, I'll tell you. For example, individual is planning to invest some money every month. Okay.
Mm. Mm.
So normally this is where financial planning come into picture. Hope you understand. Financial planning based on the person income salary, what they is he getting every month. Based on that, whatever the needs that particular individual is having in future. Based on that, financial planning will be done. Am I right? Right.
Yeah.
Next, followed by this, whatever the regular retail as well as private banking, these are all comes under the front office part. Understood?
Oh,
Clear, clear,
okay.
right? This is all comes under the front office part. Point number one. So after front office, where in this front office, even whatever the services, even sales, trading, right? So either it can be equities, because if you take any banks, banks not only do the services of account creations, and not only they takes care of loans, even they provide even financial advisory services also, financial planning, something
Mm.
like stocks. Because that's the reason, if you remember, you can go to a bank and you can open a demat account also, right?
Uh, uh,
Demat account.
uh,
Why demat account? Because demat account is a mandatory thing if you want to do any stock trading,
correct.
because you have to deposit money in your demat account.
Mm.
And whatever the if you want to buy any kind of stocks and all everything through the demat account, whatever the money was there, that money will be deducted from your account. That is where generally demat accounts will be. So
Uh,
even demat accounts will also be provided by the services will also be provided by the banks. So these are all the additional income which normally banks will get from customers by providing some services and all. These are all comes under the front office part.
okay. Okay.
Understood, Megha? Clear?
Okay.
Second, middle office. Middle office means whatever the risk management things are doing. For example, um, a person, we have a customer group of customers who has invested money through our stock market services.
Okay.
So what we have to, we need to provide some advices to them by assessing the market risk. Am I right or not? By assessing the market risk.
Uh,
I'll give you more or less, like I'll give you a small example, but not a 100% relating to bank, but it is majorly relating to asset management companies.
okay.
Hope you might have been known about a role called mutual fund managers.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Mutual fund managers. Mutual fund manager means people who are managing that particular fund, This is what generally mutual fund managers are comes into picture. For example, let me give you an example. Let's say, for example, Aditya Birla Sun Life Frontline Equity Fund. This is one of mutual fund. Normally, why mutual funds? There are two things. One, a person wants to do trading in the financial market. There are two options. Either they can do a direct trading. Direct trading means you can do by investing money in the stock market. Am I
Mm.
right?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Right. So a
Yes.
person can invest money in the stock market, maybe through the advisors of someone, or they can do on their own. They can do it. That is one way. What is another way? Because the other way is that the people are doesn't have any idea over the stock market, right? How it works, how it functions, right? So how it behaves. These
Yeah.
people don't have any idea. So for them, what is an option? Option is mutual funds. Yes, sir. Right? Mutual funds.
Mm.
Mutual funds. What is the concept of mutual fund? Mutual fund means whatever the fund creation will be done by a particular asset company. For example, as I told you, Aditya Birla, Sunlight, Frontline Equity Fund, because there are generally funds will be different types. Equity funds are different, debt funds are different, liquid funds are different. Okay,
Okay.
arbitrage funds, right? So there are different fund types will be there. Again, in this, again, growth funds will be there, regulate funds will be there. Growth fund means your corpus, whatever the corpus you have invested on a particular fund will be grown. Okay. So if you have taken an equity fund, what will happen? For example, 100 rupees you are investing, for example.
Oh.
Okay. So in this 100 rupees, whatever the asset management company, for example, fund manager, because that's what I'm telling you, right? Fund manager. What fund manager do? Fund manager will invest 60 rupees of your money in the stock market, which is highly risky. So when there is a risk, there will be a possibility of return also. Do you agree? Right or not? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So 60% they invest on the stock market, equity side. Remaining 40% they will be investing on the treasury bills, government bonds, etc., which is a safe money because you don't lose any kind of capital of yours. This
Oh,
is
it's
equity.
like this mid cap, mixed cap, large cap.
Mid cap, small cap, large cap, that is a different story. I'll tell you later about that.
Okay. Okay.
This is
Okay.
mid cap. See, it is very simple, Megan. See, large cap means, for example, I am a fund manager. Okay.
Ah.
If I am dealing with a large cap based mutual fund means my investment are based on the large cap. Large cap means Tata or else Birla or else I invest money on ACC Cements. I invest money on Birla Cements. I invest money on Shapurji Pallonji Mistri. Right. So I invest money on Soba developers. Right.
Mm.
I'm investing on the high level company.
Mm.
Understood. Right.
Mm.
Large cap. Large cap means large capital. Who will be having large capital? People, whoever is a high level turnover based companies, those are all comes under large cap. Am I
Mm.
right? Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Small cap means startup companies and small companies comes under startup, small cap.
Mm.
Medium cap means medium level.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
So, for example, if there are 100 rupees of yours you have invested, especially if it is a equity market, what we do, 60% they will be investing in the equity market. Remaining 40% they will be investing on the treasury bills and government bonds. Treasury bills, government bonds, national bonds. For example, National Highway Authority bonds will be there. I think hope you have that knowledge. NHAI bonds. I think you can see. National Highway Authorities of India bonds will be there.
Mm. Mm.
So
Mm.
why National Highway Authority of bonds? Normally, government will issue these bonds. Government will issue the bonds. Why? Because they have to acquire capital to build the infrastructure. Mega, listening or not?
Yes. Yes.
Right? NHA bonds, government bonds, and all that. For example, government wants to build roads across India, right?
Mm.
Across country.
Mm.
They require capital.
Mm.
They require capital. Of course, there is some X amount of budget they will be allocating for that.
Mm.
How about remaining? Remaining through bonds, they collect money.
Um,
Remaining through bonds. Government will issue a bond. The NHA bonds, National Highway Authorities of India bond will be issued by the government.
mm,
So normally there will be some rate of percentage of interest they will be given to you.
mm,
If you want to make your corpus, because normally government bonds means 100% security, because you
mm,
don't, because that's not an equity market.
mm,
Equity market is highly risky because whether your money will go away or else you may get double of it, right?
mm,
Because again, it is depending on multiple things.
mm,
But here your capital is safer. Yes or no? Right? Your capital is safe. So government will issue government bonds or NHI or else treasury bills and all. Remaining 40% they will be investing on. Okay, this is equity mutual funds.
mm,
Second, debt funds. Debt funds means this is different. This is reverse to the equity fund. Means 80%, 70 to 80% will be in the safer side. Means they will be investing money on the government treasury bills,
mm,
government bonds and all.
mm,
20% will be in the equity market.
mm, mm, mm,
Understand? Clear, right?
mm, mm.
Next, liquid funds. Liquid funds means, for example, this is for the short-term benefit. For example, a person is having some 5 lakh rupee now,
Mm,
so which he wants to invest for about next for 6 months, because till 6 months he don't have any use, any need.
mm,
But he don't want to put it in the savings bank account because the rate of interest he don't get more. So
mm,
what a person wants to do, he wants to get some good amount of return, some percentage of return. What a person can do, he can invest on the liquid funds. Liquid funds means short term because this can be for 3 months or 6 months. Cap
mm.
can be invested so that some good amount of interest you will be getting from that. So
Oh,
these
okay.
are the
This liquid fund, how to avail? I mean, Raj, just we have to visit the bank and ask them, right?
no. That's what. See, because there are some financial portfolio asset management companies will be there, right?
Okay,
Ah,
okay, 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 okay,
asset,
okay.
because
They
you
will.
don't require, because banks will also have asset management services. That is what we are discussing.
Okay, okay, got it, got it.
What I'm doing is banks will have a services called asset management apart from loans, apart from accounts, etc. Okay.
Ah,
At
ah.
the same time, we have a separate asset management companies outside. For example, um, asset
Georgic.
management is HDFC have a asset management company. Okay,
Okay, okay, okay,
like that, right? So you can see IDBI has asset management because asset management is a one business unit
okay,
but for
okay,
a financial institution.
okay, okay,
Because asset management means your assets will be managed by the bank. What kind
okay,
of assets? Your financial assets,
okay,
not the fixed asset, financial
okay.
asset. What is financial asset? For example, you want to invest some money in mutual funds for your mutual funds, right? So
Mm,
you require some expert advice.
mm,
Some expert has to advise where you have to put money and how much return will you be getting. At the
ah,
same time, if there is any kind of risk and all everything, they will be informing you before. So
okay.
after that time, what we do, we can swap the accounts from there to here, here to there. For
Ah,
that, generally what they do, they will be charging some brokerage commission.
mm,
Understood, Mega, right?
okay, okay.
They will be charging you the brokerage commission.
Ah,
Right. So asset management companies, individual asset management companies are there. For example, Motilal Oswal Group, right? So these are all
mm,
angel broking, right? So these are all stock market
mm.
broking companies, whatever the name I have mentioned you so far. Like the
Yeah, I
same
got
way,
it. Yeah.
banks will also have a financial asset management services and all everything will also be there.
Okay,
So
okay,
for every mutual fund, there will be a mutual fund manager will be there. So what
okay.
this mutual fund manager will do, whatever the fund, for example, mutual fund value is somewhere around 250 crores, for example. I'm just
Mm,
giving the rough figure.
mm,
So this 250 crore fund will be managed by the mutual fund manager.
mm,
Okay. So based on as when this fund value increases, automatically mutual fund manager will get benefit
Mm. Mm.
because it is completely depends on his capability.
Mm.
Because he the person who is having a strong command over the stock market, he see, right? So which markets which are in short run, those markets are very good.
Mm.
There are some industries in long run, those are very good.
Mm.
Understood, Megha? Clear,
Ah,
right?
ah, ah, ah.
So who can do all that? A person, whoever is having experience in that particular field, they will be having the idea,
Mm.
not the other people.
Mm.
Agreed, right?
Yeah, agree, agree.
Right. So this is where generally it is all comes under this category, right? Whatever I have mentioned you so far, this is
Ah,
all comes under the category. This is what we call it as middle office and all. One of an example I'm talking about. Right. At the same time, because these people, what these people have to do, these people uh, have to manage the risk, because whatever the market risk and all everything will be managed. So
mm.
for that, what kind of risk management measures, what kind of risk management tools they are following,
Mm.
everything comes under middle office side.
Okay.
Understood, right? Middle office. Middle office means between front office to back office, middle office people will be there. This
Okay.
middle office people will be focusing more on the risk point of view, right? To
Okay.
manage the risk of the market risk and all everything will be managed by the middle office people.